Okay, welcome everybody, and we're live streaming tonight for our council meeting. I'll call the meeting to order, and the first thing on the agenda is the land acknowledgement statement. And I believe it's Councillor Page.
Is it my turn or your turn?
No, my turn.
Your turn?
Go ahead.
Augusta Township acknowledges that we live and work on ancestral territories of Indigenous people. The township recognizes all Indigenous peoples and honors their past, present, and future. The township values and respects their cultural heritage and relationship to the land.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my mayor's remarks. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the mayor's breakfast. First of all, for attending and for helping out. I thought it was a great success. We had close to 100 people. A little teary-eyed at times when Vanessa got up there. Saw a lot of men wipe their eyes, but no, it was good. Feedback's been good on it, so who knows, maybe we'll break 100 next year. So no, it was a good morning. Next, we had the trade show at the same time, and it went well. And I want to thank everybody that helped with that, the setup and tear down and man the booth and did everything there. So the weather kind of hampered things, but still people came around. A lot of good comments, more good comments than not so good comments. I think we had about 4 people fill out basically questions they want answered. So we gave them mostly public works, so we gave them to John naturally. But I did have questions about, which we didn't write down, 2 things, and I just wanted to bring your attention. A few people mentioned, and because it's the season coming up, about brush. They don't want to drive to North Augusta for brush. They would like to have something at Maynard. And I said, basically, we'd like to have that there, but it's a cost. We'd have to transport it to North Augusta, to get the chip. And at the same time, they said, well, we're driving all our vehicles to North Augusta too, so I could use that as so it's something to think about. Okay, but it's going to come up again probably. It does every year because everybody this time of year is going to clean their lawns. And the other thing was a lot of questions on secondary suites and they just more facts. I know you did 3 sessions, but you may want to think about, talk to your counterparts and do another one. Maybe I don't mind doing it in Augusta Township. But, every session you had a filled place, so, and they just want information, but, I had a few people come up and ask me about that, so. There's a lot of interest. I think people are noticing, they're saying tiny homes or secondary suites are adding on to their house, so it's, they're starting to see the picture, I think, and, that's good. I went to the Steve Park breakfast myself, and there's 3 or 4 other mayors there. And pancakes were good. The kids were so polite. They're serving the breakfast. You just don't see that up the street, but they were very polite. And it was a good little breakfast. Then we headed off to the trade show. So just for your interest, 2 things. Bruce Wiley caught me at the breakfast too, so I did a few minutes with him, and it was on the radio this morning, I think, so feel free to listen to that. And we did basically a mayor's message this morning. Vicky produced it. It's now on our website. It's 20 minutes long, just to warn you. But I tried to cover as much as I could on each department, each subject. Afterwards, I knew there was stuff I left out, but again, the first time, and we'll see what happens. So I want to wait for the feedback and see what sort of feedback we get. Is it something we want to do quarterly? Is it something we want to do once a year? Is it something you don't want to do at all? So I don't know. So again, I think what we get back and from the residents, we'll see. So other than that, I don't have anything else other than, if I forget, it's going to be a quick meeting tonight, I think, I hope, but anyway, happy Easter to you and your families. And I think we're having our turkey and ham on Good Friday, so, no, that's everybody's different, I guess. Just because we have kids that are working different shifts. But, yeah, happy Easter. All right, so. First thing, approval of the agenda. Moved by Councilor Henry, seconded by Councilor Bowman. Be it resolved, the agenda for March 25th, 2024 be adopted. Is there any changes, additions? No, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Carried, thank you. Next, we have approval of the previous minutes, moved by Councilor Bowman, second by Councilor Henry. Be it resolved that council approve the minutes of the March 11th, 2024 council meeting as distributed to all members. Is there any changes, any corrections need to be done? See none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof from anyone? Yes,
Your
Councilor
Worship.
Bowman?
It's not really a pecuniary interest, but I, Michelle Bowman, declare a conflict of interest in regards to report 2024-33 severances, B24-24 Kirkland. Reason being that the properties are owned by my mother, Shirley Kirkland, myself, and my sister, Angela Seaman.
Good, thank you. Anyone else? No? Good. Business arising from the minutes? Anything? Yeah. No delegations, presentations tonight, which I'm surprised. Correspondence and petitions? Nothing? Okay, next week, sorry.
There's two on there. On mine, anyway.
Oh, yes, there is, sorry. There is. I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, no, it's just the way it's, okay. So moved by Councilor Henry, seconded by Councilor Bowman, be resolved the council accepts the Village of Marrickville Wolverts Challenge and approves a $500 donation to the Chief Fire Officers Association of Leeds of Grenville County-wide food drive. Okay, discussion? Yes,
Does this fit in our budget?
good question.
Yes, so through you, Mayor, to Deputy Mayor. So as part of our budget, there was $6,000 that was set aside that was unallocated thus far. The only thing we spent from that $6,000 was for the 250 that we donated to the skating, the figure skating at that meeting. Other than that, there's been nothing allocated from that 6,000, so it is within the budget.
Hey, anyone else? Chief, you don't have to make a comment if you don't want to, but just leave it as it is. Okay.
Councilor.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that, we're happy to win yet another challenge. So if Marrickville is paying attention and, shots fired, I mean, we have a reputation to uphold and you know what, it's for the greater good, so I'm all for it.
yeah, and it goes to, again, the county-wide food drive, so. All right, no other discussion on it? Call the vote, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, we have moved by Councilor Bowman, seconded by Councilor Henry. Be resolved that the Council of the Township of Augusta support the resolution passed by the Township of Goderich to call upon both the Roma and OGRA boards to reestablish a combined OGRA and Roma annual conference, and that this resolution be forwarded to Premier Doug Ford, Minister Paul Condrey, MPP Clark, the municipalities, Leeds of Grenville, OGRA, and Roma. Discussion? Yes?
I think if you try and force something, it's never gonna come out any better than what it is. I think they've got to figure it out themselves, and who's gonna be the lead, Roma or Ogre? And I think that's part of the problem. You got two different boards and they both want to be number one, and I think they're the ones that are gonna figure it out. If one or the other loses numbers, then maybe they'll work, but it's better if they want to work together than be forced together. That never works.
Yeah, you're right. Councillor Payne?
Your worship, so I'm the one that asked to kind of have this put on. I mean, and I do agree completely with what Deputy Mayor Lyman says. I just think that this is kind of a nudge to hopefully bring them back to the table to try to figure something out. You know, we're not the only community that has really tight purse strings. And, you know, having been to both conferences, I did find that there was value in good roads. And there's definitely value in the Roma conference. But if I was to pick one myself, the Roma would be the one that would be the most advantageous for myself to attend. But if we could get the best of both worlds into one conference again, I think it would be better on the purse strings and the budgets and give councilors kind of that best of both worlds kind of information for one price rather than what we'd have to pay for two conferences now.
Yeah, good point. Anyone else? I'll just ask Deputy Mayor, back in your day and previous, were they together at one time?
They were together, and it was at the Royal York, and of course spilled over to other ones. There was a lot of people there, but most of the councilors only went to stuff that was council driven. But all the booths were there. There were a lot more booths, but as far as value, the good roads part didn't add any real value. And then when they split, everybody went to good roads because it was a party one, which really you didn't learn anything, but it was a lot more fun. So as far as counselors and helping your local council, Rome is the better one to go, or even AMO.
Okay,
But the other thing is our public works manager said he would have left Tuesday at Ogra. And he found very little value. So if our public works manager finds there's not a lot of value, there can't be much for councilors.
no, what I was getting at is, at one time they did get along and it was, I just wondered how it worked. Or was it not, I guess. All right, any other questions, comments? I think we're divided on this one, so, that's fine, you know. Okay, all in favor? Opposed? I have opposed it. So, it's good to bring it up and, talk about it, so. I think naturally they'll sort it out somehow, but, and I agree with what you said, Councillor Pape, you know, they needed the nudge.
Yeah.
You know, but,
Yeah.
I don't know how big a nudge they can get from, you know, even all of us to colleagues, so, yeah.
They have to pay attention, right? That's the
Yeah,
key.
yeah. All right, we're going into reports, I guess. So first of all, it's counties. And if you remember what I said last time, basically we had extensions of joint services and committee of the whole. So we finished those. They didn't take too long. We finished them in the morning. And then we basically had a county's council meeting, which was the shortest I've ever seen. It was like an hour. So, which was good, but we passed a lot of bylaws and we passed the tax rate and everything else. So, so that's about it from the counties. Conservation authorities?
Yeah, for South Nation, this Thursday, they're gonna have their annual septic installers meeting. And on April 11th, they're having their municipal information day from 9 to 12:30 at the South Nation Board. And we had our AGM last Thursday, and in that I was elected vice chair for South Nation Conservation Authority. So, and everything else pretty well fell in place. They're working on their advisory committee, which used to be their 4 separate committees, and they're combining them into one. And for Rio Valley, we have a meeting coming up this Thursday in Madison.
Good, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Oh, sorry. So we want to recreation now? You want to go, okay?
Through your worship, I had a meeting last week at Merck. Some of the updates were they had a total of their numbers for soccer is 341. They are looking for volunteer coaches. They touched again on disc golf, about how there's 11 holes. It's becoming very popular, and they're hoping to get the disc golf course up to 18 in Midland. At this point, because of the weather, how it's been cold and warm and stuff, they have locked the ball diamond down. There's been people in the ball field misusing it, and people have been allowing their dogs to go in there and do stuff, and they're not cleaning up after themselves. So they've asked that people stay off of it just till the weather gets nice, so that the ball diamond doesn't get damaged. May 25th, they're planning on a barbecue. It's gonna be $25 a person. That gets you, I believe it's a quarter chicken, and then there's, I think, potato salads and desserts. Also their pancake breakfast, they had around 100 people. The lending library was there, but it wasn't very successful because the weather was not very good and there wasn't a lot of snow and stuff like that, but they appreciated the library being there. That's all I have.
Any questions for Councilor Wall? Anyone else? Next. Maynard, which is Councilor Henry, stumbling here, talk too much.
Through your worship, I was not in attendance for the meeting on the 21st, but Kathleen was, and said that the CCRF final claim has been sent as of March 21st. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Recreation handbook was given to the committee and the lease agreements, and no,
Not yet.
the recreation book was though, or they had discussions around it and it was positive feedback
Yes,
anyway, so far.
Yes.
And baseball is confirmed, they're gonna have a U7 and U9 team this year, so better than last year.
Okay, any questions for Councilor Henry? I got a couple, no one has. I ran into a resident in the trade show, and he was very happy with the recent changes. He said, good, and he intends to support us and everything else. I won't mention his name, but anyway, that was good feedback, so. The other thing I got thinking today, seeing the nice weather is coming and thinking solely of my staff, is they may want their little picnic area back. So, I don't know if I'll let you handle that, but I know it's nice to go out there for your lunch and the fresh air.
The public works manager and myself just talked about that last week, so.
All right, good. Yes, Council, okay.
I had actually two really good meetings with recreation in the past couple of weeks. First up was Roebuck on the 12th. A very receptive group. They were very warmly receiving the changes that we've been making. So yeah, things went very well. We did get an update from the group that I did want to bring back and share with council. So since 2009, that group has invested $169,133.18 into that building.
Since 2009.
Since 2009. So that was, they presented that to us, and I wanted to bring that back to council because I think that's definitely impressive.
Yeah.
And we have a list of all the different things that were done and the values, but that's a nice total for that period of time from a group of volunteers, which is important to stress. So from a booking perspective, it's actually been a little bit slow, but they say it's to be expected at this time of year. With the weather, it will likely start to pick up, but June is booked through July the 1st. And August 15th to October 31st are booked with the exception of 2 weekends. So if you're watching this and you still want to book at the Roebuck Hall, there is still opportunity, but I wouldn't wait too much longer because it's not going to be there forever. Now last week, I had a meeting with Doggo. Also went very, very well. A smaller group, obviously. They're expecting a really busy ball season this year. Again, we've got some work coming to the concession there. And, a couple of things that we're looking at that they brought to the table. Parking is a big one that we have to look at a couple different things. But, they're excited. The playgrounds are right now planning on going in around April 22nd, depending on weather and all that stuff. So they're excited for that. So It's shaped out to be a good year for recreation.
Anything else? North Augusta doing that?
Well, nothing really on North Augusta. Shannon, maybe have an update, our funding he's put in for the final figures, I guess, for the funding, so we gotta wait and see.
Yeah, we're just going through the claims right now with CCRF to hopefully get some approval, so at least we can spend some of the money before it closes.
Okay. All right. Now, I noticed, just off topic here, but Maynard Public School is collecting for a new type of play equipment. I saw it on the post there. So I just wondered,
Bottle drivers, I think.
yeah,
Spaghetti dinner, they're doing a
Spaghetti
spaghetti
dinner.
dinner, April 25th,
yeah, so do you know what they're buying or
no idea.
that's the parents committee, I believe, for that?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
Okay, and have we done naming of a truck yet or anything? Or is that, I know before Christmas, we bought the 3 iPads. Did they do that yet?
So they, through you, Mayor, so they have done the submission, so we're just need to coordinate with the principal to get the numbers and then bring them back for council to review. So I'll work on that this week and hopefully get them to council next week for review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted a nice.
Yeah, there was some delay with Christmas and all that stuff, so they certainly the principal has been going back and forth with me, so.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. All right, nothing else, recreation or any, library board,
The meeting was canceled.
okay. Economic Development and Tourism Committee, like you said, they did a great job on the mayor's breakfast. And, I think the meeting, we was mostly concentrated on that, didn't we, sort of thing? Yeah,
Haven't had a meeting since the last council meeting, so.
yeah, okay. Planning Committee
Same, we haven't had a meeting since last council, so nothing new to report.
and Administration, CEO.
No, nothing to report this time, Mayor.
So moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Councillor Bowman, be resolved that council receive the Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Q1 report. All right, any comments, questions on that?
It's a good report. Very informative.
Everybody got a copy of the booklet, the new booklet? I had to ask the CAO to send it again because I lost my email. Anyway, I read through it too. It's good. And I had feedback, like I said, from that one resident I was talking about. I thought it was a great thing. So, just to let you know. All right, call the question. All in favor? Carried. Yep. Moved by Councillor Bowman, second by Councillor Henry. Whereas the meeting held August 14, 2023, council adopted the following resolution. Be it resolved that council of the Township of Augusta approve report 2023-083 to withdraw from the management of the Blue Box program. That delegated authority be provided to the CAO or designate to enter into agreements needed to continue transfer of this service. Whereas no agreement has been signed to date. Whereas the township desires to allow for the management of the Blue Box program. Now therefore be resolved that council amend the previous adopted motion to strike out, withdraw from, and replace allow for. So, I know I'm a little confused. So let's have some discussion on that. Any, we'll have the CAO kind of bring it up.
Yeah. So certainly a lot has changed since August of last year in working with the Blue Box program. So the reason for the change of opting back in is the fact that the impact would have to our residents. So if we chose to opt out, then our residents would be responsible for delivering their own Blue Box to Brockville, which is the waste site. This way, by maintaining the and opting in, is that there'd be no really any issues or concerns for the residents. They would not see any impact whatsoever. It would probably involve with some more funding from the township that we received that would cover our costs. But certainly a lot has changed over the last 8 months with that. So opting in is probably the most reasonable to our residents at this time.
Any questions, comments? Yeah,
Just, one question with this, how would it be if we had, curbside pickup? Would it be an advantage or a disadvantage to this?
So if we had curbside and we chose to opt out, then it would be up to the CMO to provide their own pickup, which could be alternate dates. So we'd have our residents put our garbage out on one date and it could be another date for the blue box. If we did do curbside by opting in, we would still be responsible for picking up the blue box material. So it all comes down to a less intrusive for our residents and making sure that there's no strong impact for them. And I think having them travel to Brockville to get rid of their blue box, I think what you'd probably end up seeing is more garbage going into our Trentville site, then therefore costing us more money.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'll call the question, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, we have report 2024-032, moved by Deputy Mayor Wyans, seconded by Councillor Pate. Be resolved, the council recommends to the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville consent granting authority and that consent applications B-13-24 and B-14-24 be approved, subject to 6 conditions of approval as detailed in staff report 2024-032. So, do you want to say anything, reference to that? Melissa?
No, your worship, the PAC did look at this application at their last meeting, but if council has any questions on that 7th application, there's 2 new lots, so I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Okay, I'll call the question, all in favor? Carried, thank you. And next, we know Councillor Bowman is exempt from this, so, a conflict. So moved by Councillor Pape, seconded by Deputy Mayor Winans, be resolved, the council recommends the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville consent granting authority that consent application B-24-24 be approved, subject to 5 conditions of approval as detailed in staff report 2024-033. Comments, questions? You want to go?
Sure, your worship, just a point of it, council, there was a typing error on the back in the background section. I had the numbers Church Street 26 and 28 reversed. Just to clarify, the lands are coming from 26 Church Street and being added on to 28 Church Street. That last sentence had the opposite, but the resolution's correct. So a lot of 26s and 28s in there.
Okay. Any other comments? Call the question, all in favor? Carried. Yep. Do you have any notice of motions? See none? Bylaws? Moved by Deputy Mayor Whining, seconded by Councillor Pape, be resolved the bylaw number 3698-2024 being a bylaw to authorize an agreement between Product Care Association of Canada and the Corporation of the Township of Augusta be read first time, second time, and the third time be enacted as read. Comments, questions? All in favor? Carried. This is the confirmatory bylaw. Oh, that's, yeah, okay, that's 10, correct, sorry. Mental lapse there. All right, any announcements? Anybody? Yes?
Your worship, Grenville Fish and Game online auction is going to be starting March 29th till April 7th. They do it every year. There's lots of nice items.
Good. Yeah, I usually look at that through it too. And any others? Yep.
Yeah, your worship, you're on the hot seat. April 17th, the 5 Mayor's Breakfast.
Yeah.
So the mayors will all be announcing what's going on in their own district, and that's at the Maitland Hall from 7:30 to 9:30.
Leo Boyden Showcase is this weekend, starts on Thursday. So everybody heads for the rink then. So I think the opening ceremonies is Friday around 7 o'clock. Pancake breakfast for the fire department is April 13th.
If I may, I have three things, so I'll bring up the April 13th, this is Pancake Supper at Station 2, it's our annual one. I know I've been on the department for 28 years and it was going long before I arrived. So it's from 4 to 7 on the 13th, adults are $12 and children are 12 or 6.
My wife likes pancakes, so.
Secondly, as council knows, we did purchase some new Jaws of Life extrication equipment for Station 1 in Maitland this year. We're going to have training from the manufacturer on that, those tools on Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and all of council's welcome to come and watch if they want. They want to get a look at what we do with our Jaws of Life and how it works. You know, it won't be not too long. It's going to be 3 hours, but again, you can just pop in. It's going to be at Station 1 at 6, and then from Station 1, we'll be there for about half an hour, and then we'll be moving on to Campbell's Towing at on the second concession. So council's more than welcome to attend that. And lastly, no, not lastly, but believe it or not, brush or grass fire season's upon us. Many municipalities north of us, Ottawa, Montague, Lanark Highlands have all put burn bans in place. We haven't yet. They didn't get the snow we received this week, but they've all got burn bans in place. There were fire departments believing to go out to brush fires today. It is the season for brush and grass fires and burn bans. And lastly, at the last county's chiefs meeting, I was asked to take on the position of county mutual aid coordinator position, which I accepted. I'd spoken to Shannon that it might get asked, and that I did give up the position of treasurer. I was a treasurer for that committee, so I said I couldn't do both positions, that I could do one, and they asked me to be the coordinator. So
Good. Any other announcements? I wanted to add one, I can't think of it now. Oh, yes. So we're closed Good Friday and Monday?
Correct.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. All right, means everybody's gonna have a good weekend, yeah.
Through your worship, dog tags, kennel licenses are due this Thursday, as are the interim tax bills.
Okay, thank you.
Just a reminder.
Yeah. All right, no other announcements? Questions on the agenda for the press? Well, first of all, welcome, Veronica.
Thank you.
It's a short night, sorry.
I enjoyed that too. Just a couple of quick things. Your mayor's message, that was produced just recently?
This morning.
This morning. And it's online already?
And it went online an hour ago. I
Oh, okay. All right, so I can. go
20
into
minutes
it?
long, yeah, but it's
Okay.
just basically said, kind of bringing people that aren't in touch,
Yeah,
take a look at it.
great.
It's my first time doing it, so I'm looking for feedback, if it's a good thing, bad thing, or,
Yeah.
no, we don't want to look at your ugly face or whatever. So,
Okay, and you mentioned the new Parks and Recreation booklet. Is that available online as well, or is that a handout?
It's a draft right now, I
It's a
believe.
draft right now,
So,
okay.
CAO will get one eventually,
Okay,
But we'll certainly, once we have comments and stuff, we'll be bringing it back to get it passed by
oh,
council.
good. Okay, thanks, Shannon.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's it.
okay, great. Questions from public, Lori?
No.
Okay, thank you for coming. Now, we have no closed session. And we have the confirmatory bylaw, moved by Deputy Mayor Wyman, second by Councilor Pate. Be resolved that bylaw number 3699-2024 confirm the proceedings of council of the Township of Augusta at its meeting held on March 25th, 2024. Be heard the first time, second time, third time, and being acted as read. Call the question, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. And the final one, moved by Councilor Pape, seconded by Deputy Mayor Winans, be it resolved that this council do now adjourn at, wow, that's fast, 6:35 PM until April 15th, 2024 at 6 PM or call the mayor subject to meeting. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you, everybody.
My family to you guys, have a very, happy Easter, everybody. Hopefully Easter bunny's good to you all. Easter bunny.
I think the Easter Bunny's hit the road for any Cadbury eggs.